All right, here we go. Out of the theater, just saw Rebel Moon out of the theater. Here's my first initial impressions of this film, and I'll have more thoughts later on. But right out of the theater, here's what I feel. I don't know why Zack Snyder thought this was a good Star Wars movie. It's not. It's a good movie if you like, just standard sci-fi fare. If you just like standard sci-fi stuff, it's fine. It's a fine movie. I know it got a lot of terrible reviews. It's fine as a general sci-fi kind of movie. It definitely has a lot of those Star Wars influences though. So like the first half of this thing is really much like the first half of the original Star Wars up until the Mos Eisley Cantina scene. It's pretty much that. That's what you got with this film. First half. And then the second half is just like, the standard sci-fi stuff you've seen a million times before. So nothing really like amazing, it's just a good, and that visually, like I've told you guys before, visually this is a feast for the eyes. Zack Snyder knows his visuals. He knows how to make things pop off the screen, look amazing. I saw it at the Egyptian over here in Hollywood. The Egyptian, by the way, you guys over here at the Egyptian, bad sound. Okay, get some better sound with it, because there was a lot of times I really couldn't hear what was being said. Not a lot of times, I shouldn't say that. A few times I couldn't hear what was being said. So get the visuals or get the the audio fixed. But yeah, as far as Zack Snyder is concerned, I mean, again, this is what Zack Snyder does. His usual style is on full display here. I won't get into any spoilers, but I will say this: there's a lot of speeches. There's a lot of characters. There's too many characters in this movie. There's too many characters. You don't do anything with the characters, Zack. So that's a big issue that I think this movie has, is there's a lot of people on screen and they don't do anything with them. So it's like, well, why am I watching all of these like okay characters sitting up on the screen? Like, this is kind of, I don't know, just kind of silly, I know he wanted to have like this big, gigantic space, soap opera epic. Nah, bro. Slow down on the characters. You probably needed like 5 less characters, and then really hone in on those characters and make us like them. One of the biggest issues that a lot of these films have is the characters, we don't connect to them. And I didn't feel any connection to any of the characters in this film. I would give this film like a 5 out of 10. If I were to give this film a rating, 5 out of 10, in my opinion, is a fair rating. Now, I like Zack Snyder, and so I rocks with this, from several, levels. I like the way he does. I'm one of these cats that I don't mind the slow-mo, I don't mind the slow-mo, but overall, yeah, I just think this is just a very ho-hum kind of experience for most people. I can see why a lot of critics gave it kind of a it's good though. I mean, it's worth the watch. It's worth a watch. It's worth a one-time watch and just kind of get through it. And they are setting up what I do believe is an interesting world. This is definitely the first half of a 4-hour Zack Snyder film experience. This is definitely the first half of that, which is sad, which is sad. Like, Zack, you can't tell a 2-hour story, bro. Give us a 2-hour movie that winds everything up perfectly. But yeah, there's definitely setting up the second half of a 2-hour film or a 4-hour film. That's basically what this is. This was all set up. And now that I'm thinking about it, this was just pretty much set up for the rest of his Rebel Moon saga, whatever that happens to be. But you got to nail the first one, Zack, because a lot of people won't be on board for the second half, bro. I mean, that's just real. Now, in terms of any spoilers that I will give, and if you want to dip away, there's not too many of it's what you expect. But if I were to say there was any spoilers that I would highlight as one of the big issues, all of these characters, 7 samurais, just like, like we all expect, they're just kind of going from place to place, collecting characters, collecting, oh, we need a person that does this. Okay, let's go get this person. It's very predictable. Charlie Hunnam's character, right off the bat, you could tell this dude ain't going to be trustworthy. And lo and behold, he wasn't, So right off the bat, Charlie Hunnam's character, you kind of pegged him from the very beginning, and it was like, so it kind of makes the experience unenjoyable when you already know what's going to happen, and then it literally happens just as you expected it to happen. That's kind of a problem. So, that was the thing. It's like when they were going from planet to planet to planet to planet, picking up all of these various characters, you almost knew that one of these were going to be the bad guys or one of these were going to be the turncoats. And it turned out, like I said, at the very beginning, you could tell Charlie Hunnam, he's an opportunist, and, I guess he's kind of in the Han Solo role if you were looking at Star Wars, but you kind of knew it was like, all right, this guy's going to be the one that turns against them because it just seems right, you know. And lo and behold, he was. So, but yeah, that's it. You know, I'll have more thoughts later on. I'll probably do something on the DA's office, just giving more of a breakdown into what I thought worked and not. But just out of the theater, just my initial thoughts, that's what I have for Rebel Moon. And yeah, I think a lot of the critics are probably, you know, right about the way they feel about this thing. Definitely will be interested to see it, you know, on the Netflix, you know, where I can hear everything, because I couldn't hear a lot at the Egyptian. So definitely will be interested to see how that works out. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm gonna see y'all next time. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this Hollywood parking lot, man. Hollywood is a hell of a place, man. Let me tell y'all that right now. All right, deuces.